What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So I just want to make a quick short video today, considering my last video was like 45 minutes long, which I know is ridiculous, but for those of you who watched it, thank you. For those of you who didn't, don't worry, I got a short one for you today if that's all the time you have. So I just wanted to touch on what I believe is the best bedding for your ball pythons. I'm going to stick to ball pythons for this. I know there's a lot of other snakes and reptiles. This can be used throughout lots of different snakes and reptiles and things like that, but ball pythons for today. So Reptichip is the brand that I use and the brand that I swear by. This is not a paid advertisement by any means. I just wanted to let you guys know what I use and what I would recommend for you. They have other brands out there that are like Reptichip, come in a block just like Reptichip, but I don't recommend those. I have used a couple different ones. I'm not going to name names, but ultimately mold started to grow pretty quick after I used it. So this one, I think out of the majority of the time, I would say 99% of the time, there's no mold. Even if you splash a bunch of water in there and it's sopping wet, still no mold. So that's why I recommend this brand. I don't know what they have in it or what is different from the other ones, which they claim are, the other ones are less dusty or whatever, but this is the one that I like. So I'm going to show you how I make it. There's YouTube videos that the company itself makes on how to make it, and I'm just basically redoing what they show. Some of you didn't know that maybe they had that video out there, so I just wanted to share the knowledge. So let's get started. Basically, you're gonna need a couple different things: a big bin, which I'll show you what I have, and that's just easy storage. So if you don't use it all at once, it kind of keeps it all nice and the humidity. The wetness inside the chips for as long as months and months down the road, and then you'll need a hose, and that's about it. So here we go. I'm gonna spin the camera to show you kind of what I'm doing, and I'll also tell you a little bit about how long you have to wait, and then we'll go from there. All right, here we go. All right, for size of bucket, you can see what the size that I use in comparison to the Reptichip block. So you're also gonna need something to cut this open. I like to make two cuts. One is gonna be right here on this side of the corner, so we'll do that right now. Maybe a knife like this, possibly some scissors. So all you gotta do is make a little incision about from here to here, and then from there, you're gonna take this paper out, throw that away, and then I also make a cut, the same exact cut on the other side, and this is going to be for where the hose goes into the block, and again only from here to here. And okay, so we got our box, we got our bin, we got our Reptichip, and we're going to open up this bin and get the hose ready, and we'll go from there. So this block goes right inside the middle of your bin, and then we get the hose. Okay, without turning on the hose first, otherwise you're gonna make a crazy mess. Put this hose right inside. I'm gonna do this and I'll move the camera to show you. All right, so let's see what we got going on here. Okay, so now that we got our hose right inside there, just like that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn on the water. We're gonna keep an eye on this. The water will quickly start to rise from the bottom up, obviously, and once it gets to the top, we're gonna quickly take this hose and move it to the other side and put it in here and do the exact same thing. Now, most of the water that is coming up on this side is going to also be coming up on the back side, but it won't go all the way at the same rate because the water has to kind of pass all the way along the side. So just put it in this side for a quick second to get it up to the top, and then we will discuss what the next step is from there. So here comes the water. I actually recommend not doing the water at like a full blast, mainly because then it has just a few extra seconds to soak into and add a little bit more water, versus a flash flood will kind of go really quick and actually not soak in as much. So we're almost there. We're about 2/3 the way up, And as soon as it gets to the top, which we are getting close, you don't have to turn off the water. If a little water splashes out, it's okay. All right, so we are right at the top right now. So we're gonna move it and get it to the other side. And now we are fully up. Remove the hose and let it sit. So at this point, we are gonna let it sit for about 5 minutes. So in 5 minutes, we'll come back and then we'll turn it upside down and then talk about the next steps. Okay, so as you can see, it's been approximately 5 minutes, and this thing is extremely swollen, almost bursting at the sides right here because all that water soaked right up into the Reptichip. So that is a good sign. And now what we want to do is, if you can kind of see here, this little inch at the top has not expanded and also is very dry. So if you were to be done with this right now and just kind of try to open this up and let all the stuff come out, this whole piece would not really have any dampness to it, and not be great for what our goal is, which is just having this be the perfect bedding for your ball python. So what I recommend at this point, take your knife and we're gonna basically cut the top of this guy right off. Okay, top is off, toss that out. And what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna turn this over and we're gonna let it stand on its bottom, on its top like this. So when we do that, right now what's happening is all the water is rushing from the top down, and it's gonna get that last little bit wet to the perfect amount. And then once we're done with that, after about another 3 minutes, we just push and all the bedding comes out perfectly. So, all right, we'll give it another 3 minutes and we'll come back and check it out after that. Okay, it has now been another 3 to 5 minutes, and we are ready to check this out and cut off all the plastic. So I'm just gonna run right up the side. It's already kind of wanting to burst out. So that was just one cut right up the side. This thing comes right off. And let's see if this camera can see. Yes, it can. Okay, so all we're gonna do from here is just take it and just push it apart. And look at this, look at this. Literally falls apart. It's the perfect amount of wetness, not too wet where it's gonna cause mold, but literally just the right amount. So when we kind of go all the way through, look at this, all just breaking up perfectly. And now we got ourselves our brick, and look how much it makes. It makes a ton. This keeps breaking up here. So we got a tiny bit at the end that was a little bit, so maybe we should have added a tiny bit more water, but honestly, this just breaks up the same and kind of gets mixed into the wetness, and it's all good. So what if you're using cold water, the one tip I would say, if you're gonna use cold water from your hose, I wouldn't necessarily go throw all of this right into the bin that you're gonna be putting with your snake, because it's a little bit chilly. So what I would recommend is, maybe if it's a nice warm day, just taking this bucket, putting the top on and letting it sit in the sun just for maybe 30 minutes or so to an hour, and then it'll be nice and warm, and then you can put it in with your snake, and I think they will enjoy it. As always, thank you guys for watching and tuning in. This was a quick short video that I think if the most important thing is getting the environment right for your animals. They do better, they breed, they eat, they do everything better. So we're just talking about the bedding today. Maybe we'll talk about like the bins and what temperatures and things like that next time. If you guys have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to leave them below. Don't forget to subscribe. Check us out on Instagram at Scales Reptiles with a Z, Scales Reptiles. All right, guys, thanks. Until next time, see ya.